this is Father Marc here at Carroll College. It's good to be with you, good to pray with you. Know that I'm keeping you in prayer in these very strange, unique, unprecedented days. And of course, our faith has a lot to say to us in this time. So I'm here in All Saints Chapel. I'm in front of our Stations of the Cross here, and there's a way to use these stations to strengthen us and to pray. Of course, Jesus carried the cross, and he walked very deliberately into suffering so that we might know that we're never alone. We're never alone in any aspect of our human life, but especially not when we're suffering, when we're afraid, when things are difficult. And so the stations have a lot to teach us, and these are beautiful works of art that speak into the reality of our life right now. This is the second station. Jesus takes up his cross, and if you're able to get close to this and see it up close and personal, you can see that Jesus is deliberately taking up his cross. He is getting into it. He's actually getting low and picking it up and taking it upon himself. And there's a lot to say about this time in terms of that spiritual move right there. As Bishop Vedder from the Diocese of Helena said, we'll do well if we embrace this moment. We won't do so well if we feel like this moment is imposed upon us. So we want to embrace the cross. We want to know that somehow, some way, God has allowed this to come to us. And if we embrace it, if we take up our cross, great good can come from it. So don't sit in the sadness of being imposed upon in this moment, but rather with a steely determination, with a great intentionality, take up this moment, take up the cross, take up the suffering. Know that Jesus did before you, and Jesus does this with you at the same time. Of course, Jesus' journey is a real one, and he has falls along the way. And so this station, Jesus falls the first time. His falling is, it's good for us to know. He wasn't some superhero who didn't struggle, who didn't suffer, right? Jesus in his humanity experienced all the things that we'll experience. And there might be some times where we fall. And so if you struggle spiritually at this time, if you struggle in faith, if you have some questions or doubts, or if you're afraid, it's okay if you've fallen. Jesus fell. The thing is, he got up, he persevered, he kept going. And there's a definition of a saint. And the person said, a saint is someone who gets up one more time than they actually fall. So just if you fall, if you have a struggle in your faith life, in your prayer life, in whatever way, just get up with the strength that God provides. He'll be there with you, not only when you're doing fine and you're doing great, but also when you fall. He's there to pick you up. Of course, we know that we can't do this alone, and Jesus couldn't do it alone. Right? That's the gift of knowing these stations of the cross well, is that Jesus met his mother along the way, and she was there to suffer with him, to accompany him, and to strengthen him. And so for all those of you who are of the Catholic faith, turn to Our Lady in this time. She's so good at walking with us when we're carrying our crosses, strengthening us, helping us, and allowing us to know that we're not alone. As only a mother can, she both comforts and encourages, and she'll comfort and encourage us in this time. So we turn to her, lift up the world to her, ask that she intercede and pray for people, especially those who are suffering, those who are dying, those who are taking care of them. Please pray and ask Our Lady to be a special patron of those who are in need right now. And then, of course, we get to the fourth station here. And this is Simon the Cyrenian, who's helping Jesus carry his cross. And would that we remember that we could also be Simons of Cyrenia to help people carry their cross. There's plenty of people who are suffering, plenty of people who are afraid, those who are physically impacted by this, those who are economically impacted, mentally, spiritually impacted. Pray for the grace to intercede well for others, to help carry their crosses. St. Paul says in Galatians 6, he says, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. If we can help each other, if we know that we're interconnected, we know that we're together in this, then everything changes. We don't feel alone. We don't carry our crosses alone. And friends, we don't let other people carry their crosses alone. So this is a great time to pray, and pray not just for yourself, but pray for other people, especially those who are significantly suffering, those who are providing care and pushed to the point of exhaustion. We lift each other up. We're in this together. We're one human family. We're one family as a church. And so we want to do this together and not alone. So just a few words of reflection, something to maybe contemplate as you walk these days. Know that you don't walk them alone. Continue to keep you in prayer. The church is praying for you, praying with you, and most importantly, our Lord, who is Emmanuel, God with us. He's with you in these times. Rely on him, trust in him, and God bless.